Hello, double check.
Pancake. Here we go.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Okay. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Maybe you could introduce yourself a little bit about your background to the audience. Yeah.
I'm Jenna. I'm 30 years old. I'm an American, and I've been living here for a little over a year. I came here on vacation for 8 days.
Yeah.
And then I went to Korea for 6 days. And on like day 2 of South Korea, I was like, can I go back to Taiwan?
Oh, that simple? Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, I decided to move here then, and about 3 months later I did.
Yeah.
And that was when I discovered that I couldn't just move here. I had to have like an ARC.
Yeah.
I didn't put a huge amount of thought into it. And so I got a job teaching and been having a great time ever since.
Okay, because you mentioned about you visit Korea and then you feel like you want to come back to Taiwan as soon as possible. I was wondering like why?
I feel like South Korea is so built up, especially in America, because of the K-dramas and K-pop.
Yeah.
And so I came here and Taiwan was just this amazing place. Truly just culture-filled, food-filled, just so much to do.
Yeah.
And I was sort of expecting like, South Korea to be even better when it's so built up and like practically no one's heard of Taiwan.
Yeah.
And then I went to Korea and I was like, and I'd been to Japan as well, and I was like, I think I feel at home in Taiwan. Like
it's a feeling.
Yeah, it was just a gut feeling of Taiwan was right. And then I told people I was going to Taiwan and I got 2 different reactions. One, I've always wanted to go to Thailand.
Oh, okay, got it.
Or 2, isn't that in China? And it's like, no. And then the 3rd one was my backyard neighbor who was like, we're from Taiwan. And I was like, great, give me recommendations.
Which state are you from? I mean, because America is very big, right?
Yeah, I'm from Colorado.
Yeah.
If you look at a map and like point to the middle and slightly over, that's where I'm from. Colorado, for starters, is dry. Very dry.
Taiwan is like super wet.
Yes. When I moved here, I thought I had caught a disease.
Yeah.
Because in Colorado, the sweat immediately evaporates off of you.
Yeah.
And so I had never been sweaty before.
In Taiwan, you can experience that every day.
Yes, and so I moved here in August, and I would come home drenched like I had gone swimming in a river. And I was like, I need to go to the doctor. I've never been this sweaty before. And they're just like, you're in a humid climate, dummy.
Initially, you came to Taiwan alone, or do you have any friend or can help you?
When I first came on my vacation in April, I came with my twin brother.
Yeah.
But when I moved here, I was completely alone.
Oh, I think that is a really big difference for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cried every day for the first month.
But you made a choice.
Yeah. No, I cried because like it's exhausting. I didn't speak a word of Chinese beyond xie xie. Facebook's been good to me. Like every single question I've ever had was able to be answered on Facebook. So from how to open a bank account to how to make friends to how to get to the most random places. Now I will say, as with every place, there are jerks on Facebook.
Yeah.
And
how so?
So you'll like ask a question and they'll be like, this is so simple, why are you asking the question? It's like, because I just moved here and I'm tired, just give me the answer. But there are people who've only been here like 3 to 5 years who know like what you need to do as a rookie and are much, much nicer. So now that I've been here for a year, I try to respond to the rookies because they will get mean people.
Do you have any like a bad experience like living in Taiwan, or maybe not a bad experience, just like
the biggest thing for me is like when I first moved here, Shimun was like so cool and so bright and shiny, and now like I avoid it like the plague.
Got it.
Because like that's where all of the troublemakers go.
Got it.
Like everywhere else in Taiwan, I feel safe at night. If I go there, some guys can like grab my arm and try and force me to talk to them.
Finding a job as a foreigner?
Yeah.
So is it easy or it's hard for you?
Oh.
Because you cannot speak any Mandarin, right?
Uh,
And you don't have, yeah.
very, very little.
I would say 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 0.
Thank you for your opinion. I would agree.
Yeah.
But so that is such a complex question. When I first moved here, I met a guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for someone to like do some tutoring as like a partnership with."
Online or one-on-one? In person?
Yeah, like one-on-one.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. And I worked with him, and he's like, wow, you're really good. And I was like, well, yeah, I do have teaching experience. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. And I was like, why did you ask me if I didn't have any? He goes, because you're a white American woman. I was like, oh. So I think Taiwanese people, in my experience, they seem to really want to be taught by white Americans. So I had a huge benefit working in my favor, a huge advantage. Should I repeat that?
That's all right, because it's natural, so no worries about it. It's my style, yeah.
I had a huge advantage just, being how I was born.
Yeah.
But I have talked with my friends who are, they were born in Taiwan but grew up in America and then came back. And they're like, I'm Taiwanese and American. I have the same education or better than me. And they can't get jobs nearly as easily as I can.
Because of the appearance.
Because of the appearance.
Yeah.
And then I've heard from a couple of people who are African American, and them finding a job is almost impossible. It's rough. So I benefit a lot from something that is not in any way something I've earned.
So you didn't realize, you kind of have that kind of advantage in Taiwan. Actually, you came to Taiwan, you realize, oh, Taiwanese people, they see you just like that?
Yeah.
I mean, not every Taiwanese. Just like maybe in English industry, I would say.
I have definitely had benefits in other ways.
Yeah. In other ways, what do you mean? Like in normal life, or?
Yeah. So I went out with a couple of friends who, again, are Taiwanese born but grew up in America and came back. And we went out to dinner, and one of them had made the reservation, but we were just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And they went up and kept asking, like, when are we going to get our table? And we kept getting put off. And then I went up and asked, like, hey, can we get our table soon? They're like, oh yes, we'll get you in 2 minutes. And all of my friends were so pissed. Then like when I first got a dog, I didn't realize you had to like wash down the urine. Yeah. Because it's like not a thing we did in Colorado. And nobody got in my face about it. And the way I found out about it was my friend was walking my dog. Yeah. And he peed, and someone came up and yelled at her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I think I am treated
a bit differently?
Yeah, I'm treated well, and it is. Do I like it? Yes. Am I deeply uncomfortable with it as well? Also, yes.
Not everyone, they have this awareness of this like maybe social social phenomenon.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it requires a certain ability to go outside of yourself. Yeah. And acknowledge other people have different, situations in life. And again, it's a deeply uncomfortable realization. So I think the person has to be willing to sit in that uncomfortableness. And it's a lot easier to just go, nope, not gonna think about it.
Got it.
So, I think the only way anyone can do anything to make the world better is by first starting by sitting in that uncomfortableness.
And watch more about my videos. Because the real opinion, because I like real opinions. It's not about right or wrong, it's about the real things. Maybe people don't want to talk about it in Taiwan, so that is one of the reasons I like to talk to people. But not everyone like you, like being honest, not everyone.
I have been told I'm too honest. I literally, one of my,
too honest.
My coworkers said that.
Too honest?
Yes.
For Taiwanese?
Yes.
Do you find anything interesting, like social issue in Taiwan, something like that? No pressure, I'm just asking,
No, nobody's ever asked me that. Nobody asks the the white foreigner girl what she thinks of the political landscape of Taiwan.
Yeah.
Or the social landscape. They're more like, what do you think about Trump? Like,
no. People ask you that?
All the time.
Really?
Yes.
Taiwanese?
Yes.
Like, really? But I think political things, especially if you ask American, it's very personal, right?
Yeah.
I think it's very personal.
They really want to know.
But how would you say? I'm very curious. Yeah.
My personal.
So that's sorry to interrupt you. So that is the top one question people will ask you.
No,
like a random people they will ask you about that.
The number one question is, where are you from?
Okay, and the second one?
What do you feel about Trump? Once they find out I'm American.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is interesting. Yeah. I think maybe we can talk about pancake.
Yeah.
So do you wanna introduce pancake?
Pancake, you wanna come up? No.
He's big.
He is
bigger than the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, he's about 22 kilograms.
Yeah.
So I've fostered dogs for 7 years now.
7 years?
Yeah. And when I moved to Taiwan, I knew I wanted to continue fostering. So one of the big things was to find a pet-friendly apartment.
It's like your passion, or you?
It's my passion.
Just
I
passion.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it, love it, love it. I have my own dog.
Yeah.
He's at home right now.
Yeah. So how many dogs do you have right now?
So I have him and then my personal dog. He has been absolutely amazing. He's a Formosan Mountain Dog mix, and just an incredible dog. It's a pity. It's a pity he's black.
Yeah.
Because people don't really want to adopt black dogs here.
Really? I like it because it's very Taiwanese, you know. For me, it's very Taiwanese.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the issue.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because maybe Taiwanese, they want a foreign dog.
Yes.
Oh, I got the point. Oh.
Dogs are very commonly seen as like status symbols. Like, I have enough money to own a dog.
I see. Yeah, 你可以走，谢谢. Yeah.
And so like people commonly are gonna want to buy what's popular.
Yeah.
And you know, a dog they can go and pick up off the street is not a status symbol, I guess. So for the Formosans, they have an amazing history.
Yeah.
They predate humans on this island.
Yeah.
But they, through no fault of their own, have almost gone extinct. But thanks to some really, really devoted work by a few people, the Formosan breed is making a comeback. I think they're the treasures of Taiwan. I mean, like, he'll be at Jianguo Flower Market again, trying to find a forever home this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, people can come and meet him and put in an application if they want to adopt him. But he is, I swear my gut is never wrong, because he's been one of the best foster dogs I've ever had in my life. And I have fostered over 70 dogs.
Is there anything you could say to your family, to the great America?
My family or the great America?
Yeah, whatever you want to say, yeah.
The only thing I can think of was happy 40th anniversary, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
Good job.
And maybe some advice for Americans if they want to, if they have a chance to discover Taiwan, not Thailand, okay?
Not Thailand, Taiwan.
Yeah.
Come. I know it's not cheap. I know it's a really long flight. It is so worth it. So worth it. Skip Korea, come to Taiwan.
Yeah, sorry, Korea.